Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. This is Eclectic Impromptus talking. Hope you're having a good Saturday. It's a little cold and very rainy out. So I'm inside my house talking to you guys. There's been a lot of stuff on my mind lately. I mean, granted, yes, there's work, there's school. And that's fine and all, but you ever hear the expression when God closed the door, there's always another one that's open and stuff? Well, think there might be a possibility that's going in that direction. I can't help but feel that. I notice in certain places, and I'm not trying to be dramatic or histrionic about it necessarily, but it's been kind of feeling a little bit heavy about it and maybe a little weight down. Like, I don't want to say I feel invisible in certain places, but it definitely doesn't feel the same, and there's definitely been some distance going on. Um, but it's like at the same time, there's good stuff going on. For example, I started going back to church a couple months ago over the summer in July. Great church. I mean, the people there are great. The fact there's a lady that will donate flowers and plants from her job, I mean, that's a blessing, and that's just awesome. And seeing little things in Jordan Elbridge, particularly the Jordan part, anyways. Seeing little things like little signs of historical facts, and that stained glass tour I went on about a month or so. Well, that was fun. Um, little things like that have been bringing joy, and of course, school's going great. Printmaking, I'm getting the hang of it, and I also found out that those little roller thingies that you roll on the plexiglass ink palette, those are known as brayers, actually. And then, doing the art project and then printing it on the printing press, that's been really cool to do that and learn about that. And then there's, the extracurricular activities, Radio Television Guild, or Rat Guild, as they like to call them. DJing's been going great, and starting this YouTube content and making up videos, and those that have subscribed and been viewing it, I appreciate it so much. But and the other places just feeling, there's just a little more distance than there used to be. It's not a bad thing. I guess that's life, and it's just bittersweet. A little sad about it. I'm not angry or resentful. It is what it is, and it's life. But I guess in a case like this, people have to live their lives. I got to live mine, and that's just how it goes. And I just focus on the good stuff, such as going back to church and, school and, the extracurricular activities. Another extracurricular activity that's coming to the equation is art club. I'll see where that takes. And, a lot of school stuff and church stuff and YouTube, of course. And woke up around 5:30 this morning feeling kind of sad about this a little bit, but ended up going on YouTube and watched some Angry Grandma. She's definitely her videos, her and her grandson, they're one of my favorites to watch, and they too kind of serve as an inspiration to starting a YouTube channel. That and 8 Acres. I'll go on to another video at a later time saying who were inspirations as far as the YouTubers go and some of my favorite ones and why. But I guess just kind of saying, noticing that some doors, if they're not necessarily slam shut, but they're slowly closing, or I'm getting that impression. And maybe there's a sad feeling about it, but it's like, it's also exciting because of, school and YouTube and church and stuff. And also, as you could see, I'm not wearing makeup. I'm also wearing pink for a change too. Normally I'm wearing black or blue or gray or something, a very dark color. And not wearing makeup, I feel like, just like with the narcissistic videos I'm going to do in the near future, this is also something I feel like, makeup, it just feels like I need to take it a little more seriously, not wear the black makeup on this video clip. But I guess going back on track, some things are meant to close, whether it's a sudden door slam or just a gradual close. And also going back to the slam doors, some of those have to be sealed airtight. But that just means new opportunities are coming, and it's something to look forward to. it is a painful ending at times, depending on what's going on. But it's a new beginning. That's all it is, and in starting new chapters in life. That's all it is. And trying to think what else there is. Kind of drawing a blank. It came to my mind, but it kind of left as soon as it came. I guess maybe it wasn't meant to say. And if nothing else, when it comes to the sadness, there's another aphorism: "When life gives you lemons, make lemonade." So I mean that's something else to take into account, as well as the door closing, whether it's gradual or a sudden door slam. New opportunities. There are other doors that are meant to be open, and it's good to take those directions. Even just transitioning. You know, Not a crime, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's life, and hey, it is what it is, and it's always positives to this. Um. Oh, and I remembered the other thing now. When the door slams, yeah, good idea to keep it airtight. Sealed airtight, however you want to describe it. So, but I guess that's today's video for the time being. I might come up with more shorts depending on the weather before I go to BG1 tonight. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But this will be the main video for today, I think. But I might come up with more. We'll see what happens, see how that goes. But if you like this video, click like, subscribe, and share. And I hope you enjoy your weekend and Saturday in general. Okay, bye-bye.